in the Facebook group. And then hopefully we will be rocking and rolling. So give me 1 second. Okay, amazing. And let's go live. All right, awesome. I think all the tech is working. This is quite fabulous. I feel like I'm flying an airplane. Let's just have a look and see if we have some notifications. I'm so excited for today's Reshape Your Menopause show because we have with us image consultant and personal stylist Annette Cohen, and she's going to be talking to us about summer trends and finding the right ones to suit your changing, aging body, right? Whether that means you have maybe put on a few pounds or whether your body shape has changed, because that is so common at this age and stage where there are lumps and bumps where they never used to be, right? You may weigh the same on the scale, but your body composition is different. And that is one of the things that we look at in my Reshape Method program, where I give you a simpler, smarter, science-based way to get in shape, be ache-free, and age audaciously. Okay, so if you're watching in my Facebook group, give me a 1 in the chat and let me know, is audaciously and dressing audaciously something that you want? Okay, I'm going to pull up Annette, and then I'm going to make sure that our tech is working properly. Annette, hello, so awesome
Hi,
to have you with us. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Let me just unpin myself. Okay, so tell us a bit about summer trends. What is happening this summer for women over 40? And what are some of your tips for dressing our unique body shape?
Okay, so yeah, I heard you talking about our ever-changing bodies, and this is really common. I want everybody just to know you're not alone, and no matter what our shapes were 20 years ago, whether it's from weight or anything else, the shape of our bodies change, and it's just a matter of embracing it and learning to dress for our unique body shapes. So I'm going to actually hop onto a slideshow that I've done for today. And I'll talk you through the slides.
I love your slideshows, by the way. Annette always brings us such beautiful, beautiful images to look at. So I'm looking forward to this.
Okay, good. So just before I start moving on to all the exciting styles that we can embrace, I just want to let you know that I am a fashion buyer, an image consultant, and a qualified personal stylist. And I love working with over 40, maybe also because I'm at that stage and I understand personally what it's like to have this changing body shape. For me, I've got a roller coaster relationship with weight. It's up and down all the time. But I know from the past as well is that I used to punish myself when I put on a few pounds, and then I would not go shopping. I wouldn't do anything to treat myself when it comes to my body. And I think it's just the worst thing we can do for ourselves. It's just something we've got to learn to embrace and learn to love ourselves. So
absolutely, I love that message, right? And let us know in the chat if you're watching us live. I know there are a few people watching us live in the Moving and Reshaping Club Facebook group. Do you experience something similar, right? Where you're like, oh no, winter was a doozy. Winter was certainly a doozy for me, and I have put on some pounds. And it's like there's this one element, right, of what you were saying that you don't want to treat yourself, but the other thing is like it almost can be a little bit of punishment sometimes, right?
Yeah, self-sabotage, really.
Yes, yeah.
And it's just not worth it. Like there's a whole life to be enjoyed living. So why punish ourselves over things that are just happening naturally anyway? It's just Mother Nature taking its path. So my ultimate goal is to help women reach new levels of confidence, because that's what it boils down to. When you are wearing clothes and colors and prints and things that are making you feel more confident, that is, you've hit it right. It doesn't matter what I tell you is in fashion. It doesn't matter how much weight you put on. It's how you feel when you get dressed in the morning. So new levels of confidence is the ultimate for me as a stylist, and regardless of your size and shape. So that's just a little bit about me.
Love that message. And give us a 1 in the chat if you love that message too. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah. So we all have different body shapes, and this is even before menopause, before we're putting on weight, before what, you know, like when we were in our 20s, we even had individual body shapes then. It's just that it becomes more apparent at this age. So so traditionally there is different, we call them like the HOVAX, or some people call it the apple, the pear, the hourglass, triangles, inverted triangles. There's all different names for it. But I'll take you through, and I'm just going to touch on them because it can get really technical. So I'm just going to touch on the surface of these different body shapes. So for instance, this body shape over here is known as the H, or the rectangle.
And maybe people can let us know in the chat which one they are, right?
Yeah, which one you think you are. Sometimes you think you're actually a different shape, but sometimes it's really apparent and it's obvious to you what shape you are. But
I think that this is so crucial, right? When it comes to dressing your unique, changing, aging shape, is first knowing even what your shape is, because I'm assuming you're going to tell us that there are different rules for different shapes, right?
Yeah, there's different guidelines. I wouldn't even say rules, because it's just a guideline, and also it's really an art of illusion. So if you want to hide certain parts of your body, or you feel prouder of some body parts more than others, I would say let's create that illusion by embracing and showing off those certain parts. So for example, the H is the rectangle, and this is really like an athletic build. So it's maybe flat chested, tall and thin, not much shape in the waistline. So really these people can really wear anything. But if you wanted to create an art of illusion, you could wear things like padded bras to make you more curvy in the breast area, and you can cinch your waist by wearing belts, or wearing tops that are elasticized in the waist, just to make it look like you've got more of a waistline than you do. So that's the H. Then the O is also known as the apple. It's oval. So this is really rounded, kind of from top to toe. And for the oval person, you want to try and avoid clothes that have got extra volume. So people that have put on weight, or that have this body shape, have a tendency to want to wear things that are just loose and flowy, because they're trying to hide. But sometimes the loose and flowy are going to make you look a little bit bigger than you are. So I would say rather go for straight cuts. So instead of wide cuts, go for straight cuts. So that's the O shape. Then the V shape is also known as the inverted triangle. The V shape people have usually got beautiful legs and maybe a little bit bigger or wider in the topper part of their body. So I say, if you've got these beautiful legs, show your legs off, wear shorter dresses or skirts. And if you don't want to seem so wide in this part of your body, then wear tops that have got V-necks, and then it creates the lines over here. And also don't wear tops that have got all this detail in the shoulder area, because you want the eyes to go down. So don't wear like tops that have got one shoulder, or boob tube cut off strapless tops. So that's the inverted triangle. Then there's the A, which is also known as the triangle or the pear, where you're smaller on the top, and you're a little bit curvier or bulkier in the butt and the thigh area. That's me for sure. And so the illusion over here is to draw attention to the upper part of your body. So there you can wear strapless, you can wear off the shoulder or one shoulder tops, and then for the bottom part of your body, you would probably feel more comfortable wearing wider leg pants, or pants that have got a flow in them, not pants that stick to you or that are too body hugging. Then the last one is the hourglass or the X shape. So these women are blessed with beautiful curves up here, beautiful curves down there, and then a cinched waist. And these women actually normally tend towards more romantic type clothing where it is cinched at the waist, and flowy dresses, flowy tops. So I say celebrate your curves and your small waist by wearing things like wrap tops and wrap dresses. So wrap tops and wrap dresses have got the belts in the waist area that will show off those curvy waists, and then they flow off over your curves in your butt area. So these are. Do you have any questions, Tracy, or anybody got questions about their body shape?
I love that. No, that's so interesting. I would reckon I'm an hourglass too. And I love the idea of wrap dresses. I really do. And I do have a few in my cupboard, in my wardrobe. And the truth is, I haven't worn them in years, but they're
the best. I love wrap dresses. They're the best silhouette. They've got the V-neck, which suits most people. They've got a sleeve if you want to cover your shoulder or your arm area. And then they just, even if you don't have that curvy waist, they will create that illusion because you're belting it in around your waist area.
Yeah, I will have to pull those out. So let us know in the comments, if you're watching us live or on the replay, which body shape are you? And if you're not sure, let us know as well. And Annette can help you out.
Yep. Then let's move on to, for summer, let's talk about fabrics, colors, and prints. Okay, so fabrics, and this is really helpful also for women that are going through menopause with hot flashes. The best thing to do is just to wear breathable fabrics. And breathable fabrics are fabrics like linens and cottons and silks. The fabrics you want to try and avoid are polyester type fabrics. They're just going to make you sweat a little more. So summer is the time to embrace these beautiful breathable fabrics. Another thing is color. So I think, Tracy, you remember the last time we chatted, we did a whole color analysis on you. And what a time to celebrate color. Summer is just the time to pull out all your colorful things from your wardrobe. But choose colors that are in harmony with your inherent coloring. So I'm not going to go into a whole color analysis chat right now, but colors that suit you are colors that are really that go in harmony with however what your God-given coloring. So it's not, so if you like changing the color of your hair, that doesn't mean that that's your natural coloring. Your natural coloring is what your coloring was when you were a teenager, before we started messing around with our hair and our eye colors and things like that. So even if you don't know your exact season, or you don't know what your flow is, if you could just find out whether you're a warm or a cool, that will help you as well a lot. Color, funnily enough, people say, what's color? It's not a big deal. Just wear colors that I love. And you can do that, but it does make a big difference if you're wearing colors that don't suit you. It can actually make you look insipid. Sometimes it makes us look a little bit sick. And when you're wearing colors that really suit you, you'll notice people say, you look so good today, or I love that color on you. It just makes you look healthier and more vivacious. So that's what color can do for you. Most women our age will tend towards black all the time. A, because we think it's slimming, and B, because it's a good color to hide behind and we think it's sophisticated. But in actual fact, black suits very few of us. And as we get older and now, what's that?
In terms of the seasons, right? There's winter, right? It's winter, summer, spring, and autumn. In terms of your color palette.
Yeah.
So which season does black suit?
It's called a winter season.
A
So
winter.
people that have got a really stark coloring, like pitch black hair and maybe pale skin, or pitch black hair and dark skin. So it's either a deep contrast, or it's just the dead giveaway is really that silky black hair. And but it doesn't necessarily have to be black hair, but that's the most obvious winter season coloring that will suit black.
Yeah. Does it also have to do with like the undertone of the skin? Because I always thought I was winter and I wore a lot of black. But then when I had a color screening done, it's like my undertone is actually yellow, not pink. And so I'm actually a fall, not a winter.
Yeah.
Now I've got all these black clothes in my cupboard that do make me look insipid and older than I am.
Yeah. And you know, it's funny, once you know what your colors are, there's no going back. Like it will actually, you'll notice it more when you put things on that aren't your color. And when you go shopping, it makes shopping a whole lot easier because you can just go through the colors that you'll gravitate to the colors that you know are the colors for you.
Right. Yeah. So we've got some people asking, how do we go about finding out which season we are? Because you're right. I mean, if you know what colors are right for you, that really does. I mean, I really do not like shopping for clothes, right?
Yeah.
But if I know I'm going into the store and I'm only looking for clothes in these colors, it makes it more manageable.
Yeah. It really does. It cuts a lot of time out as well.
Yes.
So, I mean, I'm a color analyst. So you could always come to me for a color analysis, or if you know anybody who does color, you know, have a conversation with them. But I'm a color analyst, and that's what I do. And I can do them virtually, and I can do them in person as well.
Oh, amazing. So, that is great to know. That is great to know.
Yeah.
Before we move on, we just have a question from Bev. Can I ask it? She says, I have very wide shoulders and muscular legs. Would that make me an hourglass? I'm not busty at all.
You're saying an hourglass, you think it's an hourglass? It all depends also on your, do you feel that you're curvier on top and bottom and that cinches at the waist? Or if you've got less of a waist and more of the volume up here in your shoulder area, then you're probably an inverted triangle.
Yeah, I think she's saying she's not busty at all and she's got very wide shoulders. So she probably is an inverted triangle, right?
Yeah.
But again, it would be great to you know, have an assessment with you so that she has a good idea of exactly what it is. Because I think once we know these things, right? Once we know our body shape category and our colors, life is so much easier, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
And then you don't land up like me with this wardrobe full of clothes that just are the wrong colors or the wrong styles.
Well, you know the statistics on your wardrobe is that you wear 20% of your wardrobe 80% of the time.
Oh, I can't believe
that's a general statistic. So it's just a waste of space. Rather get rid of what you're not using. And that's normally, you know, when somebody takes me on as a stylist, we go through the wardrobe first and decide what's not working for you anymore. If you haven't used it in the last, I'm generous and I'll say 2 years. Most stylists will say if you haven't used it in the past season or two, get rid of it. I'd say if you haven't used it even in the last 2 years, get rid of it. But that's the starting point, because you don't know what you're going to be shopping for unless you know let's make room for it in your wardrobe and make a list of what you still need. So when you're shopping with a purpose, not just buying more and more of what you've already got in your wardrobe.
Right.
Yeah. So the last thing on this slide is about prints. And I would say let your body size guide you when it comes to print. I'm going to make it really simple and say let your size guide you, because if you're a little bit bigger, a little bit taller, you're going to carry off a bigger print more than if you're short. So larger body, larger print. So if you're petite, smaller body, smaller print, and you'll carry off that print better. We just don't want to, you want to wear your clothes. You don't want your clothes to wear you. That's what happens sometimes with prints that are not good for you. And most prints are not timeless. So if, for example, this dress over here, this print is very in at the moment because the palm leaf has been in last year. It's in again for this summer. So if you're going to buy something that's trendy in terms of a print, I would say don't go and overinvest in that item. But then there are certain prints that are timeless, like a stripe or a dotted dress, a striped t-shirt. You're going to be able to wear that for years. That's worth more of an investment than a trendy print. This over here, this outfit is the linen outfit. It's just fabulous for summer. This blouse over here in the picture is it's an embroidery eyelet, and it's also very, very in for this summer. It's just it's a beautiful cotton. You'll see most stores have got something in this version, tops, dresses, and then you just wear like a nude or white bra underneath. You can wear it with shorts, with pants. It's a beautiful silhouette for this summer. Before I move on to the next slide, are there any other questions here?
No, nothing so far. Nothing so far. I do love that embroidery top. I do love white, but I can't pull off white either. No white, no black. So would cream be good for me?
Even off-white, like this is very, very stark white. But if you're in autumn, Tracy, then if it just has to be just a little off-white. So this is actually a really good example because this is my version of a white linen shirt. And this is a good core basic for anybody's wardrobe. But I got it in the cream. It just suits better than the stark white. So you've got all these colors available to you. It doesn't have to, this is my version of a white.
Right. I love that. Very nice.
Okay, so now I'm going to touch on style personality because I always tell my clients just to be authentic and be true to yourself even when it comes to your style. So I know a lot of us see people other women wearing something and you're like, I absolutely love that. And then you put it on and you think, oh no, I really don't like this on me. And it's probably most of the time it's because it's not true to your personality. So even when I take on a client, I do a style personality test with them because I want to learn a little bit more about your personality through your style. And it just allows you to be creative, but authentic and true to yourself and wearing things that are just true to your personality. So for example, in these photos, somebody who loves to wear tailored suits or tailored pants with fitted blouses, they're probably more of a traditional person. And somebody who loves to wear very creative types of dresses with big chunky creative jewelry and bangles, like more of a flow in their jewelry. They're more creative with color. That's the creative type. But very often, so with the 4 types of style personalities: traditional, natural, creative, and romantic. But very often these styles will overlap. So for instance, I'm a natural romantic. So I like somebody who's a natural, likes natural fabrics and likes a natural flow to the fabric as well. Nothing that's too fitted, but also nothing that's too way out there in a cut, in a silhouette. So mine overlap with natural and romantic. And a romantic is somebody who loves a lot of flow in their outfits, like a frill here or a bell sleeve, like a very flowy bell sleeve. So I do like the flow. I do love a bit of creativity in the silhouette. And I love natural fabrics and natural colors as well. And then somebody who's creative, as I said, is like a bohemian type of dress sense, or just somebody who doesn't care about mixing and matching colors. They just want to just be more creative and out there with their style, and just embrace that, because that's your style personality. So embrace that style.
Yeah, I think that's so important. Thank you for bringing that up. And maybe people who are watching the replay and the live, let us know, which one are you? Traditional, natural, creative, romantic, or which combination? It's hard for me to tell.
Yeah, because this is like this. When I say there's 4 types, this is the results of a like a questionnaire that I do at some point.
Yes.
So
Wow.
you would like the things that give me the hint are what kind of holiday do you opt to go on? What kind of furniture do you put in your house? What like what would you classify as your decor in your house? And all of these you'll usually have a pattern going in all of these questions.
I would say traditional creative, although that feels like a complete juxtaposition.
Yeah.
Maybe I have a split personality.
Yeah, but it could. You could have a little of both. Yeah, so that's just something to be authentic about as well. And then I promised you some summer travel tips. I think all of us know how to pack our suitcases and go on holiday, but maybe there's just a few tips here that might help you if you're planning to go away this summer, and if you're staying in a warm climate, if it's Europe or wherever you're going, if it's still going to be really warm like it is here, I've got a few tips for you. The first one, comfortable, cool clothes. I think that's pretty obvious in this weather that we all want to be comfortable and cool, especially when you're traveling in really hot weather and you're walking around a lot every single day. But what I would say is maybe avoid too much linen fabrics, because you can't, they're going to crease a lot in your suitcase. And unless you take one of those portable irons with you, you're going to land up with a lot of creasing from linen. Then the second piece of advice is a capsule wardrobe. A capsule wardrobe is just terminology that we use where you group a few items together that all go with each other, so that you're not packing outfits. A lot of women will pack outfits, so they want this pair of pants goes with that top, so they pack that as an outfit. Then this skirt goes with that top, they pack that as an outfit. Before you know it, your suitcase is really full, you're overweight in terms of luggage, and you could do away with a lot of those items. So in my next slide, I'm going to show you exactly an example of a capsule wardrobe. The third, I think, is the most important thing when you're traveling, is comfortable shoes. So your sneakers, and if you're taking sandals with you, don't buy them just before you leave. Rather take ones that you've worn in for at least a few weeks, because the last thing you want is blisters and sore feet while you're trying to make your way around a beautiful city. Number 4, I've put here, take biking shorts with you. If you're wearing dresses and you've got a problem with chafing in between your legs, get yourself a pair of biking shorts and wear those, and then you can avoid chafing. If you don't have biking shorts or you forgot to get some, just maybe take a little Vaseline with you and take that around with you just in case. On that, because a lot of us will say, oh, I haven't worn this dress for 5 take it with me to Italy one night. If you are not wearing it here, you're not going to wear it there, and you've just wasted space in your suitcase. So whatever you wear here is what you're going to choose to wear there. So I'm just helping you out with a bit of space in your luggage.
It is so true. I always do that when I go on holiday. I'm like, oh, this dress is so cute. I never get to wear it. I'm sure I'll wear it in Florida. No, it doesn't happen.
Exactly. We all do that. We're all victim to it, and that's why we laugh at these videos. Number 6 is, my daughter actually taught me this, is to roll pack to fit items into small spaces. So I always thought that if you roll your clothing up, that it's going to get really creased, but it actually doesn't. It doesn't crease unless it's linen. It doesn't crease it any more than if you folded it up. And if you roll all your items up, you'll find that you can fit a little bit more, and you can find those small little spaces to fit your underwear or your swimsuits into those small little spaces. It's just a good way of making use out of the space in your suitcase. So that's roll packing. And then one last hint for now is just to maybe take a few dryer sheets with you, for your stinky shoes. So when you're walking around all day and you're sweating in your sneakers, and now you've got to put them back in your suitcase to either come home or to move on to the next city, just put a dryer sheet inside those sneakers, and it will really help with the stinkiness.
Oh, that's a good tip. Interesting.
There's so many different tips, but these are like my 7 top ones.
Love those. Those are fantastic. Just going back to the styles, Anne says, and I think this is kind of where I am as well. And this is what probably makes it a bit confusing to pick a style. She says, I was a romantic in my teens to 30s, creative in my 40s, and now in my 50s prefer traditional.
Oh, okay. So your style personality, and that's very common, that our style personalities change. So then you always work with what you are now. Doesn't matter what you were. You work with how you're feeling now, because our personalities evolve. So while your personality is evolving, so is your style. So I always go back to the rule that you must wear what you're going to feel most confident in. So if you feel that you're more traditional and you're going to put on something more creative or romantic, but it's just making you feel a little bit uncomfortable because it's not you, then don't wear it. That is your gauge. Your confidence is your gauge. When you put on something in the change room and you say, oh, I hate this, then that's not the outfit for you. No matter what I say, no matter what the color analyst says, if you are not feeling it when you put it on, take it right off.
And do you find, because I know this is certainly the case for me, because I've also gone through these different styles and personalities at different ages, I've got this like wardrobe that is like a complete mix of all different styles. Are you there?
Half sentence.
Pardon?
You broke off half sentence.
Yes. The line is a little bit choppy.
Okay, but I can hear you now.
Okay, but your picture has frozen.
Oh.
I'm sure you will come back. But yeah, so I was just saying about having these different, I still have these different phases of clothes in my wardrobe. So I'm assuming your advice is to just clear it out.
Yeah, do what's current. Do how you're feeling now. You know, because that's I don't know if you're going to go back. Even if you do go back to loving a more romantic or creative style, then you'll dress yourself at that time in that mood.
Okay.
But don't keep it in your wardrobe for maybe one day. It's a big mistake that we all make when we're trying to purge from our wardrobe. Maybe one day I'm going to love this dress again. Maybe one day I'm going to fit into this outfit again. Just don't even live on maybes. Just embrace today, how you're feeling today, what your style personality is today, what your weight is today. Just live for today, really.
Yeah. And what about packing clothes away in a suitcase?
And keeping those for another day.
Yes.
I want to know how many people have done that and have actually brought it out, unless it's like weight fluctuation. And even then, because I've done this, so I can speak from experience. So I've packed away stuff into a plastic tote because I don't fit into it anymore because my weight has gone up. Then my weight came down again. I went and unpacked the tote and picked out maybe 2 or 3 things from that whole tote that I would still wear. Because I like to remain current also. So if it's something that was in fashion 10 years ago and it isn't anymore, I'm not going to feel it. So sure, I mean, if you want to pack things away in your tote, I can tell you now, if you've done this before, and I'd love to hear your comments on this as well, how many of you have gone to get back into that box, and how much from that box are you re-wearing?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I'd love to hear that. Okay, next slide.
Yes.
Okay, so as I said before, the best thing to do is to put together capsules. So this is an example of a capsule where everything can be worn with each other together in this capsule. So for one pair, or the dress is something that's worn on its own with the accessories and the shoes, obviously, and the denim jacket. But the two tops go perfectly with a pair of cream cotton pants, or if you're not going away, they could be cream linen pants. And so both the tops would go with those pants. The jacket will go with those pants. All these accessories, all these shoes can be worn with all of these outfits. So when you're packing, try and be mindful of, instead of packing individual outfits, to pack capsules, so things that all work together with each other.
Mm-hmm.
And also take a light, if you're traveling, take a light long sleeve with you, whether it's a thin cotton cardigan or whether it's a denim jacket, just one layer that will help you maybe on an air-conditioned aeroplane, air-conditioned restaurants. Sometimes the evenings get a bit cool, so don't forget that light long sleeve.
Great.
Yeah, that is a capsule. Now we're going to move on to this dreaded subject that most women, I'm not going to say all women, most women hate going shopping for swimsuits. It's an emotional subject for me, because I know of so many women that will not go to the pool. They won't hang out at the beach with their kids. They won't get into, just because they hate what they look like in a swimsuit. And I can, first of all, before we even go into what suits you, I can tell you, nobody actually cares. Everybody's watching over their own body. Everybody's worried about themselves. Nobody cares about how you look in a swimsuit. So why lose out on having fun with the kids? Why lose out on life? Just wear something that's going to this is going to make you feel better, maybe in a swimsuit, but just enjoy it, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
So I found that these silhouettes are probably the most flattering, based on the shopping that I've done with clients, and whether they are thin, regular, or overweight, they all seem to gravitate to these silhouettes. So especially 40 plus. So the far left here, this detail over here, is this kind of neckline is just drawing your eye to the topper part of your body. So if you've got a butt or legs that you're trying to detract attention from, then create the attention in the upper part of the swimsuit. Another way to do that is with patterns like these, all of these patterns, nice busy patterns, actually also take attention away from the stomach area.
Oh, we lost you for a minute there.
It's quite difficult to go to the washroom when you're wearing a full. Are you there, Trace?
Yeah. Sorry, everybody. The internet is not happy with us today.
Not behaving itself.
Not behaving. I'm going to turn off my camera and my mic. Hopefully that will make a difference. Okay.
Okay. I'll just go through the slides then. Tankini, as I said, I love those, because it's just easy to go to the washroom when you're wearing a tankini. And if you can find ones, they're a bit difficult these days. Not a lot of stores have tankinis anymore, but if you can find one even with a slight flare, it's a really flattering swimsuit. So for women that are really big busted, the V-neck is probably the best silhouette for big busted women. And again, the diagonal stripes are a good art of illusion when it comes to maybe detracting attention away from the stomach area. Again, another busy print over here. So even just a plain strap-free full piece with a busy print is a really nice basic silhouette. If you feel like you can still wear a bikini, or you enjoy still wearing a bikini, but not the bikinis that we used to wear, I love a high top bikini. It's a good way of hiding a bit of the tummy. And and still enjoying wearing a bikini, just a different kind. And then this last swimsuit over here is a one piece with ruching. The ruching is also a great way to hide the tummy area. And this is also a really great basic swimsuit for every season. This is the kind of swimsuit that just never goes out of fashion. So just here are some good ideas for your swimsuit shopping. Tracy, any questions here? Because I've got this on full screen, so I'm not sure.
No questions so far.
Okay.
Lots of hearts.
Okay, good. So this is your just a guideline for swimsuit shopping, and these silhouettes really will flatter most bodies. And that's it. That is here's some information on how to get in touch with me. The imageagency.ca is also my Instagram handle. I want to mention that for Mother's Day, I offered a 20% off for the whole month of May. So if anybody's interested in working with me, if you sign up in May, you get 20% off any services. So the services include color analysis, style personality, purging through your wardrobe, and personal shopping.
That is amazing. Such a wonderful, wonderful offer. I hope let me just turn on my video here. I hope lots of people are going to take advantage of that, because, you know, in my community, we are all about getting in shape, getting ache-free, and aging audaciously, because we're all aging. We all want to age well, but even better than aging well is aging audaciously. And I think a big part of aging audaciously is dressing in clothes that make us feel, as you say, our most confident. So yeah, and I think really being able to, you know, hone in on those things that work for you and don't work for you probably make the shopping experience, you know, that much easier. And it probably also saves a heck of money too in the long run, right? Because I'm thinking there are clothes in my wardrobe that I've had since I was in my 20s.
Absolutely.
And there's into them, I'm never going to wear them.
Yeah, and there's ways of like if it's something that is more current, there's a lot of not consignment stores, thrift stores that will take what you're not wearing anymore. And if it's not thrift, you can donate it. Poshmark is an app that you can use as well to maybe sell things. They're a little bit more it's more current stuff. So it will maybe be stuff that you bought that doesn't suit you. So there's ways of purging, and I often say rather give it to somebody that's going to enjoy it, somebody that's in that color, that's going to enjoy it. And there's just no point in it sitting in your wardrobe if you're not using it.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for coming to chat to us today.
You're welcome.
Always great. And as people can tell, Annette and I are fellow South Africans. And kind of neighbors too, so that is awesome. Thank you so much. Let's do this again in fall.
Yes.
How do the rules change in fall, or the guidelines?
Okay, well, your style, personality, your colors, and that never ever changes. Fashion changes, and maybe even the silhouettes of the clothing will change. So maybe what's in now what's in fashion now may not be in fashion in a year's time or 6 months' time. But I always say just wear what suits you first. You can always find things that are, whenever you go into a store, they're going to be selling what's current anyway. So whatever, so nothing really changes other than you're not going to find like really bright colors. You're not going to find the same colors in the store now that you do, in fall that you do now. So the colors in the stores changes, but your coloring never changes. Right. And just dress for your body shape, dress for your personality, dress for your color. It doesn't really matter what season it is. Those rules never change.
Oh, so we got a comment here from Anne. Let me read it out. Very good point. I still don't hold onto clothes from 10 to 15 years ago. I really love the creative style, but I feel I've outgrown it. My husband also calls it a costume closet.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to be ready. You've got to be ready to let these things go as well.
And then, sorry,
if you're wearing your costume closet and you're feeling amazing in it, well, then wear your costume closet.
Right. Yeah. And then one last question that we have from me. How do things change? Like I'm growing out my gray. Okay, the gray is finally coming through. Yes. And I've never colored my hair. This is my natural hair at 54. But now the gray is really coming in, and I'm trying to make this decision. Do I start coloring or not? At the moment, I'm just leaving it. So I may change my mind at some point, right, as I get more gray. But the question is, because there are a lot of people, especially in my community, who are graying, right?
Yeah.
They're graying. They're just done with the coloring and they're letting the gray come in. Does that change the colors and the styling?
No, because it's natural, it's inherent. It's the colors that you are going to the hairdresser and you changing colors that aren't naturally yours. So gray will always be your natural coloring. But what I will say about when you decide to let your gray come through is, for a lot of people it's very off-putting because your gray is coming through, but it's got a long way to go before it takes over your whole head. What I would recommend is that you work with your hairdresser to even put in a few gray highlights into your hair so that it looks like it just looks like it's growing through a little bit more, and it looks a little bit natural, so that you don't have a big patch of gray and then a big patch of dark hair or your other color hair. Right. So if you're putting gray highlights through, you won't notice that regrowth as much.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So work with your hairdresser if you decide to go that route.
Right. But you don't need to change your colors or your makeup.
No. It's just natural. It's your natural coloring, because it's not going to change the undertone of your skin.
Yes. Okay. And
the coloring is not only based on your hair. It's mostly based on the undertone of your skin, the color of your eyes. We even take your teeth into account. Like this is all markers for us when we're doing a color analysis. It's mostly your skin.
Can you talk a little bit more about that undertone? I think a lot of people aren't aware, that there are these different undertones and the significance of that.
Yeah, so your undertone will determine whether you're a warm coloring or a cool coloring. So warm coloring is somebody who's an autumn or a spring. They've got like a warm, it's either a yellowish tint, or for somebody who's spring is actually somebody who's naturally blonde hair, green eyes, and they've got like a reddish tint to their skin. So that's somebody who's warm. That's warm. And then somebody who's got a cool undertone. There's actually people that have got neutral, so they kind of sit on the fence between the two.
Oh, really? I love that.
Yeah. There's somebody there's some people that are neutral, and there's some people that have got cool coloring, and that's a winter and a summer. And a summer, I touched on winter earlier, that they have got like really stark differences between maybe their skin and their hair. But summer is somebody who's got really muted coloring. So it's not stark at all. It's complete opposite. It's almost like they've got a filter over them, and they suit more of the grays and the blues and pinks and purples. That's somebody who's a summer coloring. Usually, no, actually it's not usually. It's sometimes blonde with blue eyes. It's very often blue eyes with brown hair. But it depends. It's like the color of the hair and the eyes can toss between all different seasons. But you have to, because when I do a color analysis on somebody, we actually put color fabric on you just to see how it bounces off your skin.
Yeah. I think that's probably the best way. So everybody take Annette up on her offer. She does see people virtually, which is amazing, because I think it just will clear up so much of the confusion, right? Uh,
Yeah,
and allow you to just, I think the other thing is a lot of us are so busy. I know for me, I have like decision fatigue. I make so many decisions in the course of the
yeah,
day. I don't want to have to make a decision about what to
yeah,
wear. I want
yeah,
to just go to my wardrobe and know that everything I put on is
yeah.
going to suit me and everything matches with everything else.
Yeah, so that's like 80% of my clients don't want, they hate shopping. They don't want to walk into a store and have to make those decisions. The choices are overwhelming. And when you don't know
Yes,
what you're looking for, you will most often just walk out without even having a look.
right.
When I do personal shopping with my clients, I will go into those stores and I'll pull everything that I think will suit you. We put it on a rail or put it aside for you. And then I meet my clients after that and we go back into the stores. You don't even have to look through the stores at anything. We go straight to the fitting rooms and you just try on exactly what I've put aside for you.
And you do personal shopping remotely as well?
Yeah, so we do virtual personal shopping. My clients that work virtually will do, as I say, we'll do online shopping, and then when they get the items, we do a Zoom call or a FaceTime, and they try everything on for me.
Amazing, amazing. Well, thank you so much for coming to chat to
Welcome.
us today. Have a wonderful summer. It still feels a bit springy, right? This is an
Yeah.
odd transition.
Yeah, but all the summer stuff is in the stores, so
Mhm.
this is the time to go and get them because we know that warm weather's around the corner.
Oh, and I can't wait for it. It
Can't wait
cannot
to.
come sooner.
Me too. I feel
Amazing.
the same way.
Awesome. Have a great rest of your day and a wonderful weekend. Bye, everyone.